Hey everybody, it's Charlie from DM Sound. Today we've got the sound system demo on the 2023 Jeep Wagoneer and its 9-speaker bass Alpine audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio inputs, adjustments, controls, and speaker locations. Then we're going to head out on the road and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning and you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And I recommend listening with headphones so you can hear exactly what I hear in the driver's seat. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a quick look at it. The Wagoneer is the lower trim of the Grand Wagoneer. So there's a Series 1, Series 2 of the Wagoneer, and then the Grand Wagoneer makes everything a little bit nicer. We've reviewed the Macintosh system in the Grand Wagoneer, at least one of them. But this one is a little bit more basic, although this vehicle is still coming in at about $87,000. Now, we always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system, and high-quality Roland binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory defaults, just as the audio engineers intended. Let's take a look at those now. Nice infotainment screen here. It's a little bit smaller in this model of Wagoneer, but it works really well. It's very responsive. I've been happy running around with it here. So we're in the media screen. And then you can see you've got these little tabs up top. You can go right over to audio settings, go to the top, and we're greeted with front, rear, left, right, balance, and fader adjustments. Below that, a 3-band equalizer for bass, mid-range, and treble. Let's go through those. Decent amount of adjustability there. Below that, you have adjustments for speed, adjusted volume, so as you get going faster, the music will get louder. A surround sound mode, let's turn that off and on. Not a very dramatic surround sound, but if you like a little bit more of that echoey, holistic sound experience, there's an option for you. We're going to leave it off for most of this testing. And that's it for audio adjustments. For inputs in the Wagoneer, you've got your standard AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio, Bluetooth streaming, two USB-A ports in there externally, and 2 USB-C ports. Jeep gives you some of the most inputs, because you also have a 3.5mm auxiliary input in there. What else? You have support for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Let me see if it's wireless. Yes, both wireless and wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And it looks like Alexa support, although that's not really going to give you any sort of music service. So what does it mean you're missing? Well, not really much. You don't have any streaming services built in that I can see, but other than that, all the inputs you could want here in the Wagoneer. Audio controls. You have a nice volume knob here. It admittedly doesn't feel $87,000 quality right there, but I do like how it sticks out really far and it's easy to reach. You also have volume adjustments on the right rear of the wheel. Track selection, you have a tuning knob here. You can use the touch screen if you're on the proper menu. And on the left side of the wheel, on the back, you've got track selection. Speaker location. Now this is a bit strange because there are 9 speakers, but then there's also a subwoofer. So I personally would call this a 10-speaker system. I don't know why Jeep and Alpine haven't branded it with 10. Why wouldn't you want to have that extra speaker in there? But there's 9 normal speakers and a sub. Let's go through those. You've got a door woofer here, 1, tweeter up there, 2, mid-range in the center, 3, 4, 5 on the other side. And in the back, 6 tweeter, 7 woofer mid-ranger there, 8, 9 on the other side. And then, if we open up the big ol' hatch here, you can see that missing 10th speaker right here, a subwoofer. Okay, let's get this thing out on the road. Considering this is a 10 speaker system and only, 5 of those speakers are up here in the front row, I think they did a pretty darn good job with the tuning on this. I was really expecting when I cranked this song up to get a harshness in my ears. That's a trademark of a simpler, cheaper system. Is, yeah, it sounds decent when you're just listening to just treble and bass, but when you get the complex mid-ranges in there, it falls apart. Not getting that on this system. I'm actually decently satisfied with the sound from this. Speaking of bass, for this next song, we'll turn it all the way up, see how it sounds. Whoa! That is a strong bass sound. I'm not even really getting much distortion. Not bad, Alpine. Wrapping up my thoughts on the 9 or 10 speaker Alpine system here in the Jeep Wagoneer. I'm really not too disappointed. Jeep could have done much, much worse with the system, and Alpine, I suppose. But for any of you who aren't really into music, if you just like to bump your occasional Sirius XM or FM radio or anything, or you listen to simpler songs, especially if you don't listen to them that loud, this really isn't that many steps down from the Macintosh. I was a little disappointed in the big boy 26 speaker in this car when we tested it, but I'm actually more impressed for the fact that this is only 10 speakers with this Alpine. So I'm giving it a strong B. It's not quite wowing me enough to get an A, but B meaning much better than your average system. It's actually a little bit enjoyable to listen to your favorite songs. Not something I would really, really recommend for someone who's big into audio, but for an $87,000 car, it's bare minimum right there. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the Wagoneer, can't help you too much. We haven't shot any other reviews on it, but we've got the Grand Wagoneer system. I'll throw the link down there, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from DM Sound, and as always, drive on.